This takes me on to a new subject, sustainability, which is really the most talked about subject, the hottest topic in the social gatherings, industries, seminars. It doesn't matter. How do you define sustainability and what are you doing about that?
So with sustainability, I hope I'm not naive to think that it is changing. I see it even in my own buying behavior that I'm kind of grossed out by the idea of walking in a Zara or the idea of a $14.99 shirt. I mean, that to me, knowing especially what goes into it and how many people are behind that shirt, and I'm just not that interested, and I'm not that interested in purchasing it. I think that's we're seeing a lot of these companies go bankrupt because I do think consumers' behavior, we're a far way from everybody's behavior wanting to change. But I do see that there is a shift in the consumer wanting a product that they feel like they can get behind. And I think that, it really does start with the consumer. It starts with them spending a few extra dollars for something that is ethically made and, the cotton was grown properly. They have to be willing to spend that money and, do that at their level for the industry to really change. But I do see a shift. I do think that I think we're a ways away from it happening, but I do see that the brands that we're bringing in, they're working with the different level of integrity, a different level of thinking things through. They're not putting things in plastic bags. They're not putting things in, they're wanting to know what I'm doing with the waste of their fabric, how I'm getting rid of it. We're having these important conversations that I don't think people were even considering a decade ago.
I agree with you.
And so I think that, it's the consumer's responsibility to spend a few extra bucks. It's the brand's responsibility to spend a few extra bucks. And if everybody kind of gets on board, I do think that change is not out of the realm of thinking. And I personally would love to see that. And I think it's a good change.
Well, transparency. Today's consumer, the younger ones in your age group, are getting conscious about what they buy. They want to know how was it made, who made my garment, who made my product. They want to know more about the product than just the look of it or the price of it.
And there's something special about wanting something, right? I think there's something special about saving up for something, desiring something. I think people want that feeling again. They don't just want to walk in and get 20 things that they kind of like. I think there's something about these shoes. I love these shoes. They're very expensive, but I love them, and I look for it, and I try to figure out which one I'm gonna want, and there's something fun about that. And I think that, striving for something is just good for the human spirit. I think that's a big conversation in sustainability that, we don't need to oversaturate the market.
Recycling is part of sustainability. Mm-hmm. Sometimes history teaches a lesson. I was having a conversation with some people who were older than me, and I am old already, also from India. And we were discussing, when we were children, we used to see there were hawkers who were coming in who would actually take your old clothing and give you utensils. So the housewife would buy a pan or some steel glasses or whatever and give older clothing. And that older clothing will go out and sell for whatever low price is. So basically there was an economy, which is the second round or third round. It's a rich guy who had bought this expensive garment got more utensils because even the people knew how much they can get. It was like a trading in for something of the value. It was a business model that I saw it with my own eyes. It didn't make sense at that time. 12 years ago, I was speaking at a conference and I talked about all the top 5% who don't care about the price tag. And that's what I call the recession-proof market. They want something, they'll buy it. Whether they're gonna wear it, keep it or not. And then came another vendor business idea who said, you know what? This Rolex that you bought, or this Cartier that you bought, or this garment that you bought, or this Gucci purse that you have, or whatever, that you spend thousands of dollars, but it's now sitting in your closets. Can I sell it for you? So I know at present there are about 18 large companies where you can go in and consign your products and they'll sell it for a commission they'll keep and give you the balance. A lot of people are just cleaning up the closets while filling the closets for more money than they anticipated. Don't you think that business model is really going towards right now in the used clothing? I know so many people, their parents are so rich, and they tell me that my son went out and bought a jeans and a used clothing. I was upset, but the kid was not. We're dealing with a different breed of people who's thinking differently, who's not money driven. They are more like environment. What would this do to a lot of things? And they are thinking through. Is this the new sustainability model that I see in the younger generation?
You know, I love the younger generation. I spend half my day with them. I mean, most of my employees, they teach me so much and they're so fun to be around and their thoughts, and that is what I'm seeing. They're thinking about their social impact. They're thinking about their environmental impact. They're thinking about the footprints that they're really leaving in a very different way. And I think they're a blast to be with. I think it's awesome.
Wonderful.
Yeah. And I see it also in, where they're choosing to work. They're not as interested in, what the job is as much as they're interested in what the team is and what the culture is and what they're giving back and stuff. So I think that I think that they're going to lead us in a different way. It's a good energy. I'm not mad about it.
No, I think it is something to look forward to.
I love it.
Yeah.
I think it's great.